Okay, drawing random characters and from Thomas and Friends, and I'm gonna do this. 3, 2, 1, go. Hopefully I get a generic one and not like a cryptid. And who the hell is Logan? Okay, excuse me, I've never seen this one before. Who is this guy? Who's this imposter? What? Alright, just input Logan's character description in here, and then 4, that's not really enough. Let's try 400 times, and bang! Wow, okay, that's gonna take, whoa, that's gonna take a long time. Wow. Okay, Logan is, rough and humble, strong-willed, shelter. He was very friendly and hardworking. When he had a mishap with Edward and Gordon, he quickly discovered how it is indeed possible to correct a mistake. And 400 things. Logan is strong and powerful. Edward and Gordon were married there? Oh my god, what? What? What do you mean Edward and Gordon were married there? Logan, what? Logan, what are you doing? Oh my god, I have to draw this. Oh my god. Alright, now, today I'm going to explain how I drew this drawing, otherwise it would be a boring video. So, I started out with Logan and outlining the outside of him, getting a little derpy drawing in there for reference, so when I'm doing the final drawing, I can base my drawing off of this crappy reference photo for ease of draw, you know, a little trace over kind of, but find it later. This is just the crude drawings. You see, I'm drawing a very weird cartoony version of him, my art style, I guess, and erasing stuff, making it look perfect, even though it doesn't need to be. At least as perfect as it can be. Can't really get that perfect once it's like this. I didn't feel confident enough in my abilities to draw the little stage thing or whatever that people get married on. So I used the line tool, made the lectern. Since the thing said Logan is strong and powerful, Edward and Gordon were married there, I was making Logan have like big buff arms so he looked strong, and for the phrase Edward and Gordon were married there, I decided to why not have a marrying wedding, have a wedding with strong Logan there. That would be great. And I was drawing Gordon, trying to get his face right and his funnel right. Everything right, actually. Try to do a square nose, that didn't work. Back to normal nose, get a little blush, because, it's a wedding or whatever. I don't know. Get some top of my hat in there, his weird nose thing, make him yellow. And then, coloring in the little dudes, because that's what you do. They're little, getting married, and he's say I do, blah, 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 that kind of stuff. So the reason why I'm not doing anything is because I had to go downstairs and water the lawn, water my plants. Anyway, I'm back now, and I'm doing the lining as crudely as I possibly can. I accidentally put a number 1 on Edward for some reason, replace that with number 2, I tried to draw the stage brown, but didn't look good. And these are all the final colors. I zoomed in to where I want it to be. I proceed to play with saturation on the eraser to get this image really, really faint so that I could draw on it later on. And then I'm doing the final outline. So, I'm putting fingers on him
and trying to make it more professional looking. I kind of screwed up the face on my first attempt. I didn't like it, so I got rid of it and I did this version, which isn't that good. The left eye is very smooshed. The right eye is good, but he's right and he's left. I drew the buffers. The buffer beam looks cool in my opinion. I still should have done like dark gray, I believe, for the buffers instead of black, so it stands out. Got his weird looking face. Buffer beam trying to do whatever the heck is on the side of him. Whatever it is, I don't know. I'm doing his little cab and kind of did a scribble on top of the wheels for the technical stuff. More fingers, and, big buff arms stuff. Doing some fat controllerness. Basically the same. I think his face is at a different angle though. Trying to get the circle on Gordon's face right. I'm making his funnel more pronounced. I tried to do a shine. That didn't work. Just making it as good as I can. Fixing up a few things. Fixing like geometry stuff with his cab because that didn't quite work in the original sketch. Looking up some stuff. Checking his wheel arrangement. Making sure it's exact, And then tracing his face with a finer tip. Cause yes, otherwise he'll look weird. There we go, that's Gordon, I know. Anyway, doing Edward. He's kind of cut off a lot because I zoomed in more on Logan because it's about Logan, who I'd never heard about. But, he's a subject of this drawing, so I zoomed in more, focused less on Edward and Gordon. But yeah, I still traced him. Now I'm doing the colors. This is kind of satisfying. Kind of went over blue with all of them. I kind of regretted it because I had to erase like a bunch of stuff from like Gordon and Edward and mostly Logan. But it wasn't that bad. Anyway, I was doing it, erasing painstakingly, more, even though I didn't really. I could have like done the normal marker, but I had to like do messy. Anyway, did the fine highlights, which came out a lot better. Came out just as good, but way faster. Little mishap with the paint bucket. Eventually fixed it. Forgot about Logan, but now I'm doing Logan. I'm doing his little weird half part on him where he's yellow. I needed to fact check it, so that's what I did. I decided to make his arms gray in the final version because his face is gray and all of the engine's faces are gray, so I just decided to make it gray instead of fleshy like I did you. I did veins because veins. The veins on the right don't really look that good because they're straight lines. The veins on the left all look better, but that's just my opinion. Fixing up the bottom of Edward, painting carpet and trying to add some weird lines to make sure that the bucket tool actually works because I was getting kind of lazy. Fixing my music, and coloring in the fat controller, making the green hills, and that's weird, so I erased all that weird stuff to make it look better. And then it looks weird again, and I fixed it. I did erase a little bit of Logan's top, but you'll never see that. I framed it out and I was trying to do that erasing thing, but that did not work and it was pretty messy. So I decided to just kind of do that. And boom,